Oh shit, YouTubers, what's going on? This is your favorite onion with another State of Decay 2 Daybreak weapons review. And in this review, I'm going to be looking at the 6th unlockable weapon, the CLEO machine pistol. Now, although the stats and specs for the weapon speak for themselves, I will be giving my evaluation on the weapon's abilities in combat. This will involve tactics that are best employed while the weapon is equipped, my conclusive opinion, and an overall score. So evaluation will take place on 4 main fronts: ammunition economy, crowd control, pressure combat, and the most optimal role of the wielder. Now, opening up with the machine pistol's ammunition economy, which is pretty much how long the weapon can practically last from wave to wave, the CLEO machine pistol is the big brother of the CLEO pistol, and the son of the CLEO SMG. The CLEO machine pistol has a high magazine size of 32 rounds. Given the size of CLEO ammo packs, this equates to 1 full mag per ammo pack. The CLEO machine pistol has an even higher rate of fire than the CLEO SMG. The CLEO SMG and the CLEO machine pistol both require pretty much the same discipline to pull off single shots. Even the swiftest pull of the trigger will sometimes result in more than 1 round being fired. It can be mastered, but causes the combatant to force every shot. The machine pistol, although slightly higher than the SMG, has extremely low damage, and the effective range makes consistent headshots rather difficult, which would force the use of more rounds. The crosshairs are a bit large for a pistol, but this should be expected as it is an automatic weapon without an alternative fire setting or magnification. Just like the CLEO pistol, armored zombies will create similar difficulty of inadequate impact. Removing their helmet with the machine pistol should simply be avoided, leaving knockdowns as the only incentive. Lastly, the machine pistol is quite frankly useless in the face of a juggernaut. One is better off using explosives or their melee weapon. In regards to ammo economy, the CLEO machine pistol is in very low standing, since it is pretty much a faster CLEO pistol with less headshot consistency round for round. So moving on to crowd control. Although crowd control makes up a relatively small frequency of occurrences, the chances of its need increases with each wave, and performing it properly can be the difference between progressing to the next wave or your technician dying a premature death. The CLEO machine pistol, with its uncontrollable fire rate, was made to be sprayed into crowds, and provided the wielder is within the effective range, can put down a sizable crowd quickly. The only shortcoming is the limited ammo and ineffectiveness against armored Zeds. Although the mag capacity is high for a pistol, it is low for a crowd-controlling weapon. However, the fast reload makes up for the relatively small mag size. Furthermore, whether the barricades, the wielder, or the technician are being swarmed, the CLEO machine pistol can make light work of standard Zeds. But given the economy of this weapon, each situation should be judged carefully, as it is very easy to run out of ammo. The machine pistol is a valid crowd controller, but cannot perform too often. The need for crowd control is usually the result of a lack of effective pressure combat, and that's what we're going to move on to next. So pressure combat refers to how efficiently a ranged weapon can be used to eliminate targets in multiple areas, or how well said weapon can complement your ability to eliminate multiple scattered enemies from various ranges. The CLEO machine pistol's range is severely limited, automatically hindering its ability to perform pressure combat easily. And with its stubborn fire rate, even with absolutely no user error, its shot-to-hit ratio will virtually be at 50 to 70%. In order to truly perform pressure combat with this weapon, one would have to rely on short bursts so as to reduce the amount of stress put into every target. Although it helps to kill every target when performing pressure combat, it is technically not a necessity. If the targets are reduced to a minimal threat, this is still helpful in reducing the amount of stress on one's barricades or technician. However, closing the distance is a must with this weapon. Otherwise, a lot more ammo will be wasted. The CLEO machine pistol is capable of performing pressure combat, but cannot do so for very long. Even with a fast reload, one will either run out of ammo too quickly or simply become overwhelmed from an extended horde. Either way, this weapon was not created for pressure combat, but it can be done. Now, juggernauts are a major constituent to inadequate pressure combat, and the CLEO machine pistol cannot do a thing about it. It is an absolute necessity to have ample explosives if one is going to equip this weapon to deal with juggernauts, but even that may not be enough for later waves. So now we're going to move on to the role designation. There are 3 roles weapons can fit into: defensive, aggressive, or hybrid. Given everything about the CLEO machine pistol discussed so far, I would designate this weapon for an aggressive role. Although the economy of this weapon is very low, that simply means a combatant should use much more discretion when it is equipped. Like the CLEO SMG, one is better off treating the machine pistol as a secondary, while prioritizing their melee weapon for most encounters. The machine pistol has a maxed out fire rate. This attribute would simply be squandered if one were using the weapon defensively. Furthermore, when using the weapon aggressively, closing the distance, although taxing on your stamina, puts the machine pistol in its ideal range. So if one is getting swarmed while playing aggressively, the machine pistol can deter a major portion of said threat. Unfortunately, as an aggressive weapon, one must be conservative in its use by reserving it for crowd control only. Use for pressure relieving purposes is too taxing on ammo and will ultimately take away from where the weapon excels. So now for this amazing Onion's opinion, this weapon felt rather redundant with the CLEO SMG as its predecessor. Given the weapon's attributes, I actually prefer the CLEO pistol over the machine pistol. If one is going to pick an automatic weapon, they would be wise to avoid the machine pistol and use the RTX Stormbringer or the SMG, as they overall outperform the CLEO machine pistol. With the damage output, effective range, and fire rate, having this weapon last more than 2 waves requires using it only 10% of one's time in combat. Similar to the CLEO SMG, a combatant must carry a shit ton of snacks or stimulants, as one must be even more conservative with their ammo. But the weapon's use deteriorates very quickly past wave 3. The only redeeming quality is its ability to put down a crowd while maintaining a fast reload. Otherwise, I actually found very little purpose in equipping this weapon over others. Given the progression of the weapons in my reviews, this one feels like a major step down. It's not suitable for Daybreak gameplay, at least not for a long period of time anyway. But perhaps it may have some usefulness in the State of Decay 2 story mode. So out of a score of 5, I would give this weapon a solid score of 2.2. Hey, you reached the end of the video. Great job. Now hit subscribe.